In today's video, we are installing an eBay lift kit for my truck here. It claims to be a 2.5-inch lift for the front. Here they are to replace the coils that are in it. I just got rid of the shocks. No, to replace the coils that are in it, because this is no good for going rally racing through ditches and running over wildebeests and things like that. So let's get into it. These are on eBay for two-wheel drive 82 to 94 S10 Sonoma S15, and we'll see how they go.
There's a picture of the springs that probably aren't the right ones.
Well, eBay says they're the right ones.
Okay.
So, but we have brand used ones right here. I don't know. They even say S10 on them, so they must be right. Brand used. Alright, so what are we going to do? So I tried getting the spring in without compressing it at all, and that did not work at all. So I'll show you how I did it like I did on the other side. But first, so I've got the old spring out and the spindle off, and because it's probably never been off in 37 years or who knows how long, a million, I don't know, the cotter pins broke off, so I'm going to drill those out so we can get new cotter pins in there when we're all set to go. And the bolt broke off holding the shock on, so I'm just going to try to get that off, and maybe we can get a new one or just use a nut and a bolt there. So I'll start by drilling. Now, after successfully drilling through both ball joints and breaking your drill bit, we can move on to extracting the broken shock bolt. I think a screwdriver and a hammer is what we need for this one. Now, I don't know if we're going to be able to save this or not, but I might give it a try. That might be foreshadowing on how that works. Alright, so now how are we going to get this spring compressed? Well, I don't have the right tools, but I did buy this spring compressor. I think it's for McPherson strut, but I will show you how to make it work. See, the ones that are meant for this, they grab on, like on the inside and pull it together, but these are probably stronger on the outside to squeeze it. So if you have those, maybe get both the inside one and this, but what I'm using is chain. So I will squeeze it together with this and then put chain around it to strap it together, kind of. And I'll show you how I do it. I don't know if I recommend this. I'm going to say don't do this, but like unless you can get the right tool, but I don't know. It worked for me on the first side, so I'll show you how to do it. So there's the original one, and this was about 1 inch longer than the original one to start with. So I've got it compressed a good bit. That should be enough. You can see these are bending. So that's about how I had the other one. Then I'm gonna figure out first where the bottom is. I think this is the bottom here. So I want the chains on either side and a little bit closer to the inside where this has to sit in the pocket so that it bends the spring a bit. So I'll take and put the chains through and then have the bolt on the outside closest to the bottom so it's not up in the pocket. Then you should be able to get to it. Alright, see how this is tight? So I got them pretty close and then just put the bolt through it and then tightened down the bolt, then it drew them together. Now I will flip it over and do the same where I have the line pretty close to about. Alright, so here it is all compressed, and this is the side that's going in. So you can see it's kind of going that way, and the control arm will push it up this way. Anyways, I think it'll work. It worked on this side, as you can see, so I'll get somebody to help me with the control arm and put this in. I quickly repositioned the jack, and we should be able to get the rotor there and then the spindle here. Got these, drilled them out, so turn them facing in line with the vehicle, and then I'll clean out these holes with just a little bit of rust in there and then get them on. Good. That's way better than trying to use a crowbar and get it in there. So, I mean, it obviously worked okay, I guess. You know, you kind of need two people really. One person to hold down on the control arm, and the other person, you need to kind of ram it in there. I put a tiny bit of grease on the pocket there just so it'll slip over it. And having a little bit of a curve in the spring when you put the chains on it, that also helps. So now we'll get the spindle on. Alright, so the chains were a little difficult to get out because sometimes where you put them, they're a little difficult. But I wouldn't go with anything bigger than this for a chain. Yeah, this one on this side, it was caught in between the spring and the frame, so I just got it over here with a wrench and put a wrench on it and pulled it with the steering lock. And this side I just worked away at it because it was up in the pocket up there, and I just worked away at it and then yanked on it a couple times and tried to finesse it out of there. So it's down now, and we should be good. So now what I'm going to do is tighten up the ball joints. I already have a bit, but tighten up some more, find them where they can get a good cotter pin through there. Then figure out if I'm going to do something for that, for the shock bolt. And then I think I need another sway bar end link because I broke it. Again, because it's how many years old and it's never been taken off. So we'll do that, and then I'll get the caliper on. Alright, so got the ball joints tightened and the cotter pins in them. Sway bar, I will still have to find an end link. I think I have one maybe, but now I'm putting the shock in. The one bolt clip holder thing there is still there, but the other one is not salvageable. So I'll just try to use a regular nut and bolt, and that should be adequate. The other side went in good, so hopefully this side should be the same. Alright, got it in on the bottom. Now we tighten the top. And of course it's spinning now. So we get the vice grips on top of that. This side's all done, just need to get the sway bar end link, so I'm working to liberate the spacer from the old one, and then maybe just use some all thread. And it starts to rain some more. Great. Anyway, so I've got the length of all thread. I'm just going to weld this nut onto the end to make it a bolt, so it's a really make your own bolt really. Then that'll be sway bar link, and we'll be good. There we go. Don't think we're going to have a problem with that. And it's about good length, so we should be good. Alright, so got that all dialed in. I'm going to lower it down, I guess put the wheels on, lower it down, and tighten the sway bar links. Everything else is tight. Ball joints are tight. Brake caliper is tight. So I think we're pretty much good to go. Here's this side. Obviously it's rained a bit and brakes, but this side should be tight on the sway bar, and tighten the other side. Check this side. Ball joints have cotter pins. I did want to cut this one because it might get in a fight with the brake line there, but other than that I think we're good for this side. So we'll slap the wheels on it and lower it down. Alright, let's see if the wheels are just on there a little bit. That's it. Oh yeah, it sits up higher in the front. Wow. Now they probably will settle in a bit over I don't know how long of driving, but yeah, they definitely sit higher in the front. Definitely. Even with the V8. First impressions, pretty good. Cool. I think it looks good, so we'll have to see how it handles. It's pretty stiff, I can already tell you that. So Alright, same side. I think, what was it at before? Just about 31. So we've gained a bit. Alright, so I painted the wheels this gray. I was trying to match the color of gray that is in there. But I've been driving it for a bit, and let's see what it's at now. So we're pretty much a 1/4 inch, well, probably almost a 1/2 inch under 33. It was at 33, so, yeah, not quite a 1/2 inch. So it's settled down a bit. It's not as squatted, so that's good. On this side we're almost at 32, so it's a little uneven just because of the terrain, so it's around 32.5, I'd say. But anyways, now it'll be a little better for driving through ditches and running over cows and things like that. So these were around $220 to get them to my door off of eBay. They were the cheapest ones on eBay. These were 2.5 inch lift springs coils for one of these they're marketed as. I think it's better doing the coils than like a lift spindle, just because of also doing a V8 having the more weight. I also replaced the shocks, so that might have something to do with how it feels, but it's pretty good. Well, that's the end of this video, so until next time, have a good day.